Should I be black? Should I be white? Or can I be both? Confused? Hi, this is Meg Batra. Welcome back to my video. In the light of Black Lives Matter, I'm sure आप सबने ये न्यूज़ सुनी होगी that a leading fairness company which has been there in India for decades has finally decided to change its name from Fair and Lovely to Glow and Lovely. Apparently, the fact that it took so long for this company to finally realize that it's time to stop advertising the notion that fair is beautiful, I wonder how long will it take for a country to accept this fact. इंडिया जैसी कंट्री में जहाँ पर फेयरनेस क्वेश्चन को ब्यूटी क्वेश्चन के साथ कंपेयर किया जाता है, आई वंडर उन लोगों के लिए कितना डिफिकल्ट होता होगा जो या तो कोई स्किन डिजीज या फिर स्किन डिसऑर्डर फेस करते। द टॉपिक आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट टुडे इज अबाउट विटिलिगो। विटिलिगो एक ऐसी स्किन कंडीशन है जिसमें बेसिकली इट्स एन ऑटो इम्यून डिसऑर्डर जिसकी वजह से मेलानोसाइट सेल्स विच आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू क्रिएट मेलानिन इन आवर बॉडी। मेलानिन एक ऐसा पिगमेंट है जो हमारी स्किन को कलर प्रोवाइड करता है और किसी भी वजह से अगर मेलानोसाइट सेल्स डिस्ट्रॉय होने लग जाए या अमाउंट सिक्रीट उनकी कम होने लग जाए, दे टेंड टू कॉज अ वाइट स्पॉट और वाइट पैच ओवर द बॉडी, और ये पैचेस कहीं पर भी हो सकते हैं बॉडी में। In India especially, imagine the amount of melanin secreted by your body tends to decide your marital future, especially for girls, because 2 to 5% of India's population gets affected due to vitiligo, but there are so many misconceptions and myths and untrue notions which are being associated with this disease that is tend to create social stigma about this problem. Frustrated with delay in their marriage, people who are affected with vitiligo tend to get married to people who either are not worthy for them or either to people who they don't want to get married to. I feel that is all because of the misconceptions and all the myths that are being associated with disease. Apparently in India, what's barbaric to notice is that people who generally indulge themselves into the habits of smoking and drinking are somehow still acceptable for marriage, and people who have an autoimmune disorder or have skin disease which they don't even choose to have are still rejected on so many grounds, and that is wrong. I feel vitiligo is as normal as a person who has diabetes, asthma or has myopia, and nobody chooses the disease, nobody chooses to have a flaw. In India, outer beauty and unrealistic expectations to look beautiful and flawless has created a big market for leading cosmetic brands and has created an impact to the younger generation to have a good beautiful skin without even a spot, and I feel that has created a stigma to those people who are generally affected by skin diseases, and I feel that is so wrong. What I feel is that the above diseases I've mentioned are somehow also hereditary, but vitiligo on the other hand has a probability of being heredited as low as being 30%, and still it is somehow rejected because maybe it's on the outer surface of our face or our body. I wonder that in India there is a notion or a superstition that is being held that if you have a mole inside your hand, basically अगर आपके हाथ में तिल होता है तो you're considered lucky, but people who have a spot are not considered lucky. But do you ever wonder what a mole is? Mole is created when there is high amount of melanin secreted by your body, which creates a black spot. But apparently, if low amount of melanin is secreted by your body, it creates a white spot. And both the spots are considered and looked with a different vision. And that is barbaric. I want you all to question yourselves, like, will you be okay with marrying someone who has apparently diabetes or asthma or myopia? I feel you will say yes, because nobody chooses the disease, and all these diseases are what happens to have inside our body. But someone who has a skin disease or someone who has leprosy or lycoderma or a vitiligo for that matter of fact is somehow rejected in the society because apparently these diseases are what that affects the outer beauty, and so many materialistic standards of beauty are being considered, especially in India. What are the myths associated with vitiligo? I feel are the major reasons behind people being rejected for this reason. The number one myth is that vitiligo is considered to be contagious. Well, I feel that it is not contagious, and it is a proven fact. And the biggest myth for this is that it will be spread by touching. It will not. Don't guide yourselves to myths, and please educate yourselves with the idea that every disease has a different scenario. Second misconceptions which is being held in our society is that they consider and compare this disease to albinism or leprosy. Both these diseases are completely different and has complete different role in genetics and are somehow very different from vitiligo. Third, I feel is that people generally consider that vitiligo is hereditary and it will pass on to the generations. There have been no claims which have been made that proves that vitiligo is hereditary, and therefore people generally who say no to marriage to people who have vitiligo. I feel that the idea that vitiligo can be developed into your body as well at any point of the time. So don't question or judge others based on the fact that they have a skin disease. Fourth, I feel that it is considered a bad sign, and somehow in villages of India and in other backwards areas of India, it's considered as unlucky or as someone who has been cursed. I feel it is just a spot, it is not something bad. Fifth misconception is that it occurs due to combination of foods. Yes, some people back in the southern areas says that if you eat milk with fish, vitiligo will be formed. Well, I feel that it is wrong and it is unscientific and it has no basic explanation to science or whatsoever. Also, people who are affected by vitiligo have to undergo mental trauma and pressure because of the society, because everyone will be pointing out and everyone will be saying that, oh, you look different, oh, there's a spot on your body, and somehow everyone will point out those things for you. Imagine you're fat or you're thin or you're tall or you're extremely short and people pointing out that to you every day. How frustrating will that be, right? Because nobody chooses themselves to be short, long, fat, or apparently thin. I feel that people similarly with vitiligo do not choose themselves to have a spotted skin. They just embrace themselves as they have been born. Similarly, I believe that they tend to undergo various treatments for themselves to recover from vitiligo, because vitiligo is curable, and that is the biggest myth that is being associated that it's not curable. Well, it is curable, and there have been treatments which have been subjected to vitiligo, and number one treatment I feel was in Ayurveda. But I feel that some of these treatments work for some patients and for others they don't. And apparently, according to different vitiligo spots and vitiligo skin, basically the type of skin, these treatment works, and for some people they don't, and for some people even they tend to worsen the situation. Similarly, there's the treatment of corticosteroids which has come into acknowledgement and has apparently initially seen to work very well, but later develops into a complicated scenario. And third, I feel homeopathy is also included with such treatments, and they have also seen to show the same result. Well, I feel is that people who have vitiligo or people who have any kind of skin disease should embrace themselves and embrace the uniqueness they have, because not everyone has a design given by God on your body. And I feel that, I know at first it can be extremely difficult to handle, and but there's always a choice to love yourself regardless of the fact that what you're given or what you are blessed with. It is a kind of challenge which I feel is either you can go head on with it or either you can run in the opposite direction. And if you look at the examples of all those famous people who have been fighting with vitiligo and have emerged out so beautifully and have embraced their uniqueness and still given a society a big impact of their careers, because apparently it's just a spot. It does not hamper with your mental ability. It does not hamper with anything else. The famous Michael Jackson was also subjected to vitiligo, and he embraced his uniqueness and apparently had to undergo major surgeries to look what he looked like in the end. There's also a famous model named Winnie Harlow, who is the best in the industry and is one of the most expensive models, and she rules the modern industry because of her uniqueness and all those vitiligo spots she has. She chooses to embrace the spots and she chooses to look beautiful in her own ways. Well, you can always embrace the uniqueness and you can always look beautiful with what you have. I feel there's a famous Hindi song, I'm sure you all must have heard, that कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. And this is one of the most true thing that you'll come across in your entire life. People will always point out to you. People will always say things that you don't want to hear. People will always give you unsolicited opinions. But don't let anything go to your head and tell you you cannot look beautiful with what you have. You can look beautiful because you are beautiful. You should always feel that you are blessed with what God has given you. People generally don't embrace what they have. Because we all know that Fair and Lovely is no more Fair and Lovely. It's Glow and Lovely, and it should have always been Glow and Lovely. So always accept whether you're dark, you're thin, you're fat, you're tall, or you're extremely short, or you're whatever, you're beautiful. Thank you.